the Too Many Hats podcast with your hosts with the most, Tony and Lavelle. Every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock That He. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. Too Many Hats podcast. Good morning, man. Top of the morning to you, man. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys had an amazing weekend. When you come in, make sure you share the live, man. Too Many Hats podcast. My brother from another mother, Tony is out taking care of some personal business. Hopefully get everything taken care of. We look forward to seeing him on tomorrow. Hopefully you guys had an amazing weekend. Hope you guys had an amazing weekend. Good morning, Miss Gwen. So glad to always hear and see you coming in. Got a good topic on this morning, kind of a spinoff of what we discussed on Friday. Because I kind of wanted to get back into Friday's topic, but I didn't want to do it without Tony because it got kind of good. So yeah. We may or we may not, but this is just kind of a spinoff of what we kind of discussed on Friday. Again, hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Happy birthday to anybody celebrating birthdays in the month of March. Your Pisces and Aries, happy birthday to you guys. If anybody celebrating birthdays, happy birthday to you guys. So, yeah. And so we know our world right now is kind of in turmoil, kind of crazy going on in the midst of a war, and praying for the families of lost loved ones that's going on over there in Iran from America. We're praying for those families. So I don't want to get a whole lot into that whole situation because that's the talk of the town. But yeah. But most definitely going to be praying for those individuals. So again, you guys always know that you can come in on the podcast anytime you guys get ready. Everybody's invited. Everybody has a voice, and we don't know everything. You know what I mean? So we're just happy to share our views and thoughts and processes on how we feel about certain topics and thoughts. So you're always able to scan the QR code up top in the right hand corner to come into the show. You don't have to turn your camera on. It's up to you. You can just, talk or whatever the case may be, and that's totally up to you. So, yeah, but today we're going to be talking about friends or assignments, understanding who's meant to walk with you. What's up, Tony? And who's meant to teach you. That's a big difference before. And actually, just to try to keep myself together and going, I actually did a PowerPoint this morning. I know we kind of been off that. But just trying to keep me focused, if you will, because I just go into being sporadic. But before I get to the PowerPoint, I had kind of Googled why the word friend is used so loosely. And I thought it was very profound to find that out. It being, 2026 and where this term and word is used so loosely, but says the word friend is used loosely to encompass acquaintances, colleagues, and social media connections driven by a desire for social politeness, the rapid, shallow nature of digital networking, and a culture shift that confuses friendliness with deep friendship. This shift often obscures the distinction between true companionship and casual acquaintanceship. Key reason for the loose use of the word friend includes social media and technology. Platforms have redefined friend to mean any digital connection, making the term and even best friend feel disposable or superficial. Man. cultural politeness. In many Western cultures, people use friend to be polite, appear approachable, or avoid the awkwardness of defining a relationship, often calling someone a friend to be nice. Blurred lines, the distinction between an acquaintance, someone you know, a colleague, someone you work with, and a true friend, someone you trust and rely on, has diminished, with friend becoming a default term. Whoa. Emotional labor. Some, as noted on Medium, use the term to to avoid acknowledging that a relationship might not be as close as they wish, or because they lack other precise terms for varying levels of familiarity. So, yeah, the word friend is just, we talked about this. Oh man, I think we talked about this. I know over a year and a half ago when we first started the podcast, we wouldn't even own no. Um, we wasn't even on no stream guide nothing like that, but we talked about friends very in detail a good little while ago. So this was just like I say, a spinoff from um our discussion on this past Friday. So I was just trying to come up with something to go along with it, if you will. So we're gonna pull up the PowerPoint. And you guys, you guys can always can come in into the comments and like again share the live as well. So take this down. Let me go back to the beginning of the slide as well. Because I was just going through it earlier. But the subject is friends are assignments. Understanding who is meant to walk with you and who is meant to teach you. There is a difference. Um, just to go scriptural, the Bible says a friend must first show himself friendly. And a friend is someone who stick it closer than a brother. So uh, the term friend. And um, you have to be very careful with using this word and not using it too loosely, because I think a lot of times folks just kind of throw it around and just, everybody ain't your friend. What's that song? What's my guy name? Rapper. I can't think of his name. We say, everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner. I think we say something like that. So, yeah. So some people are just there to walk with you, and some people are there to teach you. But what's the difference? Defining the difference. A friend walks with you long term. A friend is stable, consistent, and aligned. That's good. An assignment teaches you lessons, and an assignment often is seasonal or temporary. I think it was Tyler Perry in one of his plays talked about, the different type of friends you have. You got a branch, you got a root, you got a limb. Which friend are you? Which friend are you? Which friend are you? So yeah, it's like even growing up, uh being in school and being, in your neighborhood, playing around in the neighborhood with your neighbors, everybody used the word term friend, but we just found out that a lot of times the people that you really think sometimes was your friend wasn't, because everybody have a hidden agenda and a hidden motive. So Tony said, I do believe that some come in your life for a season just to teach you something about your walk. That's it, Doc. Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. For real, for real. So friends versus assignment. Uh, a friend walks with you. A friend has long term stability, mutual growth, and consistent support. I mean, they're gonna be there. Uh, they're gonna be there regardless of what, come hell or high water. You got some of these folks. Top of the morning is Zoe in the building, man. Hopefully all is well with you, man. Hope you had a great weekend. Tony says, I don't necessarily call them friends, but they have their purpose. To that. They use the term also associate. We use the word, that's my associate. And I guess because the word friend is so easily used, and just because you say the word friend, it don't mean that person is necessarily your friend. Because I think it's just a derivative of a word to where you just identify somebody, if you will. So they don't, just because you call them friend, don't necessarily make them be your friend, if that makes any sense. So honestly, I like the word assignment because uh that's what they truly are, an assignment. Yeah. Yeah. When I came up with the thought processes and it gave that back to me, I was like, man, that's profound. Because honestly, I think sometimes we get caught up with people who we think are friends, and that's the only thing they were supposed to be wasn't an assignment. And we got to be able to see and go through uh um the test, if you will. Because a lot of folks that don't date, like I said earlier, their motive is not clear, their agenda is not clear. They only there for an assignment. That's only time. That's the only reason they're there. And I know sometimes, it's hard because we are creatures of habit, and it only takes 30 days to create a habit. And so that person who was just supposed to be there for just that assignment opportunity, or that seasonal opportunity, they they you allow them to stay too long. You allowed for them to stay too long. So then it says assignment um, teaches you, and it's often temporary. Also exposes blind spots. Whew, wow, and uh, leaves after lesson. Ooh, that's deep. That's deep. And to be honest with you, I've actually experienced this uh, more times than one. And like you say, uh, and I think it's one time. A lot of times people who are true friends, they fall into more of the family zone. They become actually like your brother and your sister. And I think I think it's strategic as well to be able to put people in their perspective places, if you will. Because like I don't even call Tony my friend. I call Tony my brother. He's in a different bracket. We use the word bracket. He's in a different bracket. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. What's up? What's up? Hopefully all is well, man. Hope you had a good weekend. Um, Check this out. The risk of mislabeling. I just said this. Wow. Over attachment, unnecessary loyalty, emotional burnout, and bitterness when seasons shift. So that's what happens is when you put that person who you thought was your friend, uh, you become over attached and you have unnecessary loyalty to an individual that really was supposed to receive that from you. Tony says friends show themselves friendly and they will challenge you to do what's right, even when you're wrong. A true friend will put you in check. I think it's already I think you already looked at the PowerPoint. I think it's already in there, but you're absolutely right, big bro. Uh, so you give them loyalty that they truly really don't deserve, and if you have a true spirit of discernment, you kind of know that person. I ain't saying they ain't no good, but they time was up, and we become so attached to the individual to we don't like to let the people go ahead and leave and give them their walking papers. Uh, just because, like I said, we creatures of habit. So I mean, I understand it and I get it. Um, and sometimes you develop friendships in so many different ways. Your coworkers, different ones in your family, and just because somebody in your family, they don't necessarily mean they're your friend. You know, so yeah. Uh, Tony said an assignment is the risk for you to keep yourself in check. What you said, yeah, yeah, is that absolutely. Miss Phillips said it's sad sometimes you have to go through a heartache to find out that they were only an assignment. Come on, y'all, y'all preaching this morning. Y'all preaching. Y'all better preach. Yep. I got so many different scenarios, but it's crazy because you have to be so careful because everybody got motives. You know what I'm saying? Don't let you get a promotion on a job or you get some out of life and everybody start coming out the woodwork. Hey, what's up, bro? What's up, man? Da, 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 da. Man, I ain't seen you, man, since junior high school. We ain't cool like that, doc. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so you gotta be careful, man. You gotta be very, very careful. Emotional burnout. Um, and we've talked about emotions just because of the terminology behind that word, and how your emotions can get caught up, and people who are truly not your friend and they're just your assignment. That's what they're gonna do to you. You're gonna experience some emotional burnout because they their time has run out. So that's why you're experiencing the emotional burnout and bitterness when seasons shift. Oh man, that's kind of like what Miss Phillips was saying. That whole thing where you have to go through that whole thing where, man, I thought they was cool. I thought they was dead. You don't invite them to your family functions. You cool with them. Y'all don't went and kicked it. All to find out that they were just your assignment. They wasn't supposed to be around that long. So I guess my thing is when you really truly think about it, uh, you know, because I think I can't really say for myself, but it just seemed like to me, women have a more tendency, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Miss Gwen quiet too. Miss Phyllis, correct me if I'm wrong. But it seems to me like with women, when it comes to the term friend, uh, it seems as if the ladies, the women, seem to have more issue with this particular opportunity because uh, I don't know. I guess it's just the way that you all are made up. But I always see a whole lot of pack of women. Hey, girl, that's my friend girl. That's my friend girl. And da, 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 da. And you can almost identify sometimes when they be together, like, my old girl ain't really part of the pack. She just hanging on. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, so said just because we have speaking patterns don't make us friends. That's a good one. You good, Monica? Shoot, man. I'm glad you're here, sis. Good morning to you. Sorry for joining late. Good morning. The true friends that I do have, I am so grateful for them. I am no longer view them as friends. They are family. I just said it before you came on. And I think that's a distinction, um, I believe, to identify where that person stands at in your life to put them in their correct place. Because sometimes it's difficult to really understand that. Tony said bitterness. You get a new car, a house, all of a sudden the relationship sours. Definitely an assignment. What you said? Yeah, Doc. They show their true colors. The true colors they show up, and this ain't no long PowerPoint either, guys. So that's why I'm kind of like stopping talking and going ahead into the comments. I can't believe Miss Gwen is quiet on this one. I'm gonna leave her alone. But the value of true friendship, and I really believe that Tony gonna really get in on this one. They're gonna bring some emotional safety with them. Uh, and this kind of goes into the situation where we talked about on Friday. What about confiding in individuals? But his main opportunity was talking about confiding in the opposite sex. So I'm just really talking about this the part of not necessarily opposite sex, but just a friend to confide in. So you got to have that emotional safety uh, net, if you will, when you have true friendship. So they're not going to take stuff when you confide in them and you talk to them. They're not going to take that stuff and use it against you. They're not going, taking, girl, such a man, da 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 da. They gonna take that with them, you know. Long as long as y'all friends, they not gonna get into that. So, uh, Mark said, I know people who do that. Everybody, they friend. No, they ain't. He said, man, look, I use the word friend very lightly. You got to. You absolutely have to. Miss Phillips said, as a seasoned adult, that part of my life is different. Growing and learning, you can. pretty much see and feel it. I just said it earlier before you came on. Let's call it the spirit of discernment. And it's sometimes it depends on the individual because you got some folks, man, just they very cunning, they very slick, and they play a good role. You got the ones that they come in and they say all the right words, they buy all the right stuff, but they got a motive. They sneaky. They damn near like the devil. There's some snakes. That's why you keep your grass cut low. They got them snakes. Some folks, they got some hidden agendas, some hidden motives, and they don't care nothing about your emotional safety at all. It don't even matter. Like Tony said earlier, you're gonna have some healthy accountability. In other words, if you out of pocket, you out of order, you doing some stuff you ain't got no business, I'm gonna be able to check you. Yep. If you don't feel right, don't force it. We all been guilty of that. I promise we have. Uh, you're gonna be able to have some healthy accountability. I know for myself, as far as me and Tony has known each other, as long as we've been knowing each other, and especially here as late having this podcast, uh, uh, we hold each other accountable on a lot of things. Just as it pertains to our podcast, our brotherhood, certain things. Uh, Tony has shared some stuff with me that I dare not share with nobody else, uh, and and confided in me with some things. So that's true brotherhood, and true friendship. Okay, you see the video about Friday's topic. Okay, I go check it, look at it out. I don't even have Facebook open right now. But mutual celebration. I love this one because, man, when my folks get blessed and they come up, man, I'm happy for them. Y'all get a new car, y'all get a new house, promotion, whatever the case may be, man. We celebrate. I'm happy for you. Ain't a jealous bone in my body. Because when you win, I win. I mean, if we truly friends, we came up together. So my thing is, even scripture talks about this, mourn with those who mourn, and celebrate with those who celebrate. So it talks about this opportunity. And you'll be amazed at the individuals that's so-called your friend that, when you come up and the good Lord bless you, oh man, they don't deserve it. They da 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 da. They don't necessarily tell you that. They don't necessarily say it, but they motive and their agenda is totally different. They really ain't happy for what you done got. So yeah. And growth without guilt. Now this one here is a little different. Good morning, Miss Paulette. Um, and Tony, I think we'll say that video for tomorrow. So we will, because I actually want to get back to that conversation with you uh instead of getting into it today. So it's purposeful, if you will. But growth without guilt. You got a lot of people, man. You start moving different. Uh, you stop, maybe drinking or smoking or whatever your vice is. You stop going out kicking it as much as you used to kick it, and not going to the clubs and all that stuff. And not necessarily saying this. I mean, it is a sense of growth, but you start moving different. Your thought process is different, and you don't kick around with some of the folks you used to kick it with. And the person who's really your friend and not your assignment, they gonna be the ones that's gonna celebrate their growth. They're gonna be the ones that's gonna celebrate that involvement that you had, that you better than what you were. Like we always talk about, uh, that you always talk about, like we always talk about in our on our podcast. We want you to be a better version than what you were on yesterday. A lot of folks don't celebrate you when you grow. You know what I'm saying? And people will just start falling off because you don't move like you used to move. And it is what it is. Uh, Monica said being able to feel safe and holding each other accountable is critical. I agree. If it at any point you are unhappy, jealous, or bitter for something good that someone else does, receives, or gets, you need to do the time self reflection, friend or not. Man, read them they right, sis. And period. Yep. And because first and foremost, it says you got to first be the one that's the be friendly. So it's always about self reflection and doing your own mirror time and having your own work. And make sure you working on you. You know, I can't be something to somebody and I ain't trying to work on myself. That ain't finna work. That dog don't hunt. It don't work at all. It don't work at all. So we have to really value true friendship and I get and if honestly, guys, if you really think about it, you only gonna have a true core circle of true friendship. Because if you 40, if I just say if you over 30 years old, I'm just gonna use that age loosely. If you're 30 years old or more, 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna be in no true friendship like that. It's just my thought process. Uh, this is just me. What's up, Doc? I ain't see him here. This is just me. Um, and prime example, he brought up Doc. I've been doing Doc since the 8th grade. What's understood ain't got to be explained, so that's way over 30 years. I've been knowing Tony um about around the same time. Him and Monica, when I met them, let me see. And me and Don been married 25 years. I've been knowing them. I got married from that way. It's been 30 plus years. So they had to just not too long got married. Shortly after I met them. That's how long I've been knowing them. So uh but true friendships sometimes too have to be tested as well. Uh and one thing I always use is the term was teeth and tongue in the same place. And every once in a while you bite your tongue, but your tongue gonna still be in your mouth. You're gonna still have to live with it. So it's just a true test of friendship. So you're gonna find out who your assignment is and who's your friend. So all right. So this is what I broke down right here. Let's say Monica. Monica says some want people to be everything they are not. Ooh, but you got to do and be better. Self reflection. What you said. So it says free and framework. So it's giving an acronym. And this joke almost over with. So the first letter in friend is F. So it's foundational. Your friend is going to add stability and not chaos to your life. Ooh, oh my God, man! I mean, because everybody that's coming around you supposed ain't happy for you. So they gonna have that groundwork. They're gonna be foundational for you. They gonna know something about your children. They're gonna know something about your parents. Their true friend. They're gonna know something about certain things that make you tick. Certain things that you don't like and stuff you do like. So that's their foundational friend. You know. So yeah. So R is the reciprocal. Support flows both ways. You got some folks, man. You got some folks, they just think it's all about them. And it goes both ways. So friendship is a pendulum clock. It goes from one side to the other. It goes back and forth. Whenever that clock stops staying in one corner, it's time to check up. Something ain't right. The timing is off. Some got to check out. Some got to check out. So when your folks get stuff and stuff be going on in their life and they getting stuff going, you gonna support them. Period. Tony said, and being friends does not mean that you will never have disagreements. Yeah, because truth be told, if they really doing their job as a true friend, they gonna call you out on your BS eventually. Oh man, yeah, and it's ironic that Doc is even on the podcast because he's somebody, man, that I've seen. I've seen that really, test your friendship to see who you if you really are who you say you are. You know what I'm saying? And if it don't come out in the wash, it's gonna come out in the rinse. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna stand the test of times. And if you look around and certain individuals just ain't there no more, that's just what they was. It is what it is, and they do what it do. So, yep. Yeah, Tony, I got you. Should never have disagreements. Yeah, I got you. So we started saw the first letter, second letter, the third letter in friend is I. You are intentional, shows up consistently, birth the children, um, you know, even at the family reunion. I mean, at one time, I mean, you see those guys and these friendships where every time you see each other, like again, we take them out the friend zone, they become brothers and sisters. They ain't just no longer a friend no more. That's your brother. It's understood, ain't got to be explained. Tony and Doc are my brothers. Point blank, period. It is what it is. They do what it do. You know what I'm saying? So uh and then sometimes life does happen, and I think it's part of the test of friendship. Sometimes you can't show up. Ain't that you don't want to, but you kind of sometimes get caught up in life. And I know Tony gonna be saying ain't no excuses, but sometimes life be life, and you stuck with your job, or you get caught up with your job and your children, and if you got elderly parents, and you don't have no thought process, no evil thought as far as saying that we ain't together no more. But sometimes life just comes out like that. Miss P, I saw Miss P Saturday at the event I did Saturday. She looked amazing. She looked very amazing. Oh yeah, very intentional. She always gonna look like, since I've known her and been around you, she always gonna bring something. She always gonna show up. Uh, this and people like this, man, they priceless, and they really like they come a dime a dozen. It's like they don't make them like they used to no more. I guess that's the term I want to use. And when you got those type of people in your life, you got to celebrate them. You got to. You know what I'm saying, man? Real talk. Uh, Monica said nobody wants a yes friend. That's good. I just agree to everything. Okay. If I'm wrong, it should be safe to tell you. Tell your friend, no, are you wrong? Yep, etc. Yep. Pops, what it do? What it do, Pops? So attentional, shows up consistent. So the next letter is E, elevating, pushes you upward. I remember Tony called me one time. Uh, I think it was before we even started the podcast. He called me like early in the morning. It was kind of crazy because he don't know him to call like early in the morning. He's like, man, what's up, bro? And then he said, man, I just want to call you, man. He said, man, I'm proud of you, man, your business. He said, man, actually, I had a dream, man, that you knew some individuals. You were kicking it with some high class names, and your business was doing good and all that. Man, you just call and celebrate people, bro. And same thing with Doc. Doc can call my children, celebrating my children, and call me and say, man, I'm happy about your success in your business or whatever. Monica literally like probably about, I don't know, it's been that long ago. But anyway, I think I worked for Monica probably about 4 years straight for her job when they was doing some things for the retirees over there at Memphis Shelby County Schools. And she hired me because I do good business, but at the same time I had to show up and do the right thing because that's just how they work. Sometimes folks use this stuff. A lot of folks, wear their feelings on their sleeve when it comes to this friend word too. They think you deserve something because I'm your friend. Now you got to still work for it. You know, folks try to use your name if you're trying to get a certain job, or get a certain discount. This is my friend. You don't even know me like that, cuz. They try to use that word very loosely, try to get stuff out of it. But a true friend gonna elevate you. They're gonna push you. I used to always love going to the park and go swinging. I don't know if I need to go now. Probably, yeah, never mind. I'm back. So when you're in a swing, when you're in the swing by yourself, you only can go so high. You can push yourself, you know what I'm saying? But I used to love when I be at the park with my friends and they would push you. And the harder they pushed you, the higher the swing went. Now our dumb self, back in the day, we would go so high on the swing and we would jump out of it. But the thing about it is the harder they pushed you, and if you did jump out the swing, or you wanted to jump out the swing, the higher you was gonna jump out because they was pushing you. Oh, that's good. That'll preach. That'll preach. Um, he said, "Man, look, I speak highly of my friends. Chest be stuck out. Them my folk. What you said? What you said? I mean, one time me and Don was at at home, and we just started talking to this couple just randomly in the store. We sit there talking to them about 30, 45 minutes. They had just moved here back from somewhere. They was originally from Memphis, but they had just moved back, and they were looking for bars. And so immediately when they said something about some bars, you already know I'm going right to the phone. Man, I got my god brother, man, you know what I'm saying? He do bars, da 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 da. And man, them folks were like, oh man, I don't even know they called him or not, but I was going there through the bars, showing, oh man, he cold with it, man. He do your teams and whatever you want to do with it, he do all the little stuff on top of it and all that, the epoxy and all that. Dude was like, man, this man cold, just using it for an example. But yeah, man. So yeah, I'm back. The three you have, right? Monica said, I don't know of this is wrong or not, but I also expect more from my friends. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. You should. Yeah, you don't need that many. You really don't. Yeah, I do expect more out of my friends. And I think it should go both ways. We try to make sure that we're better for each other as well. Uh, you know, and I think that's what the true value of what true friendship really is. Is when we working on each other, we making each other better. When you think about team activity, this is how friends should be. It should be like team activity. Together, everyone achieves more. So when you think about a football team, or a basketball team, they got strategies. They got a whole team play that they go by. Uh, in order to make their play be better than what it is. It's strategy, it's something behind it in order for us to achieve and win something out of the game called life, if you will. And and so most definitely your friends should be uh, just as much as you are, uh, they ought to be better and making each other better. So yep. Elevating is the left off. And then the end, non-competitive, no silent rivalry. Bro, this right here probably one of the main reasons why a lot of friendships break up because everybody want to be competitive. I get a house, you got to get a bigger house. I get a car, you got to get a better car. Uh, you know, uh, I get this. You got to show me up. I think it was one of the movies. I think it was Cedric the Entertainer was in the movie. I can't think of the name of the movie. And I think it was between him and his brother. His brother did something. He had to show his brother up. He did this. He had to make it bigger than him. And you'll be amazed at people who just try to outdo people. And their whole term back in the day, they said you run with the Joneses. Uh, and then what happens is a lot of times you go and do that stuff. Half of it you can't even afford. You just doing stuff to just try to be competitive. And you know, I know a lot of folks when me and Don moved in the house that we live in, they were just saying, man, y'all acting funny. Acting funny? Ain't nothing changed but the square footage. We still got to pay the note. We still got to clean it up. We still got to take care of it. It ain't gonna take care of itself. This was what my wife desired. We was coming out here just about every weekend looking at these houses, and she wanted to have a house that was close to her job, and God blessed us. So you should celebrate with us. I mean, I got some folks that's doing well off in life, and I celebrate with them. Yep, keeping up with the Jones. He said, "Ooh, we know silent haters." Yep. Tony said, "I ain't competing with nobody, period, but myself." Man, what? Doc said, "Wow." And so, man, look, if you win, like I said earlier, I win. So I ain't competing with nothing. Like you say, I ain't competing with nobody but myself. But a lot of time, man, people just they don't value this stuff, and they just think. Uh, and to Monica's point, I think that's very valuable because uh, in that friendship, if we're truly working on each other, ain't no competition gonna be in it because we showing each other up. Ain't nothing wrong with friendly competition, if you will, but if we truly working on each other, and I'm being a better version of myself, you being a better version of yourself, ain't gonna be no room for no competitiveness. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be no silent rivalry. Because I want to see you come up. So they're just gonna that's how they work. So the last word is D. Dependable. Stays ready across seasons. Dependable. Man, look, bro, I'm telling you, that goes a long way. Uh man, it goes a long ways. I, uh I always have to add when I talk about the friend zone, I always have to talk about my brother, man. I miss him. His name came up Saturday night. Uh talking to a gentleman and his name came up. That's my guy Kenneth Thornton. If you look at my address on the Shelby County Accessor page, me and Dunn address, Kenneth Thornton truck is sitting in the driveway when we first moved out here. The man used to be supposedly at work and be at our house probably 4, 5, 6 hours or more. He don't went to sleep. He don't ate lunch. We don't went to Goodwill. Came back. His truck still sitting in the driveway. And man, that was a bond that we built. And like I said, everybody thought we was brothers, and that's what we were, bro. Same thing with Doc and Tony. Like I said, I don't. And honestly, the many people that is I know, I truly really don't have a lot of friends. People who are called brothers and family because it's very. You know, I don't get burnt, and I don't play that no more. We ain't going there anyway. Um, Tony said I do like friendly competition, where we're pushing each other to do better. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I can't. Miss Glenn must be taking care of something because it's kind of hard to even quiet. She be all into it. I can't hardly believe this. She was the first somebody to say good morning and she ain't saying nothing. Anyway, hopefully she okay. Yeah, but all those is good, man. Most definitely. I don't want to pass that one because it's pretty much repeating the same thing. But closing thought. They're gonna get ready to clock this tea. Say a real friend walks beside you. An assignment walks you somewhere. I like that. Learn the lesson, keep the friend, and release the assignment. Man, who was your assignment, and who was truly your friend? So, man, hopefully y'all got something out of it today. It was good for me. Like I said, it was just a spinoff from our conversation on Friday, and I think we want to pick back up on that tomorrow because Tony got a video and kind of close it out because I think we left some meat on the bone with that one. But it was real good. So yeah, we're gonna clock this tea with my girl Queen Watkins, man. I think it's actually the last one she actually done because we didn't get to do it. But we're gonna clock the tea with my girl Queen Watkins.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all know what time it is. Put them phones down, fingers up. It's time to clock that tea with your girl Queen Watkins. I hope y'all having an amazing morning. But y'all know what time it is. It's time to clock that tea. Y'all, I found a story of two Caucasian, a Caucasian couple that's the age of 63, 62, old fools. I found out that they adopted 5 African American kids to be slaves, y'all. Yes. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Okay. So they adopted these kids. They put motion detectors on them. They had cameras on them. They was already sleeping on the floor. Oh, let's make it a little better. They gave them a damn tarp to sleep on the floor. You could have kept that. Unless you gonna roll it up like a pillow or something, you could have kept it. They still sleeping on this hard, cold floor. And it looked like they was in somebody's basement or something like that. I don't know. But they also didn't allow the kids to eat anything but peanut butter and jelly. Between 2019 and 2023, these people got $318,000. And you mean to tell me all you gave them was some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? The least you could have did was went and bought some noodles, some hot dogs, some beans, some rice. At least like so they wouldn't be so malnourished like they were. Right? You already want them to work for you. Why wouldn't you feed them? Make it make sense. Then they would not allow the kids to go to the bathroom as they wanted to go to the restroom. They wouldn't allow them out like that basement thing unless it was time for them to work for them. Man, what are we doing? I guess they so mad that slavery was abolished. They want to sit here and restart it back. Not only one child, 5 kids, y'all. And these are younger kids. So that means that they're gonna grow up thinking that this is okay, thinking that this is what they're supposed to be doing. That is so messed up in all type of levels. What made your old ass mind think that this would be okay? That this is cute? 5 kids? Ooh, I wish they should have plotted together and got on their ass. Then again, they have cameras on the kids. They controlling the kids by the motion detectors. So, and a child is a child. So, I mean, what can you? How much can you do? So when they ended up getting caught, they got 200 years in jail, if I'm not mistaken, both of them. So clock it, justice was served for that. But those kids are probably scarred for what they went through, just like some of our great grandparents or great grandparents, whatever, that did go through slavery. They're scarred from that. Now you got these babies growing up and they can actually say, yeah, I was a slave in 2019. That's insane. All right, y'all, that's all the tea that I have today. Make sure y'all tune in to 2 Minutes Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. sharp. And don't forget to stay tuned for your girl, Queen Watkins. Clock that tea. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye. Yeah, my 2 dogs are down here fighting. So this the noise you're in the background, okay? Bye.
Yeah. All right, man. What's that for my girl Queen, man? She always be coming with, she be finding some stories and stuff. That's very unfortunate. And I don't think there's no such thing as old news. So even to hear something like that even going on this late day in time is crazy because wow, I could only imagine. And thank God that they did uh find out what was going on with them and he did get incarcerated. But like she said, those children, uh, they are scarred. They scarred. Uh, they're gonna have to live with it for the rest of their life. And I wonder. I mean, I don't think we never talked about adoption. I'm sure it has to be some terms and certain agreements you got to make. I don't know if anybody here ever adopted anybody, any children, or anything, but I'm sure when it comes to an adoption, there got to be certain guidelines and things that you adhere to when it comes to adopting children. So it's very unfortunate that those children had to go through that. And but I mean, I'm sure it's probably a lot of this still going on. We just don't know nothing about it. So that's an interesting thought to even try to go and look into at some point to maybe have on the show talking about adoption. We never really talked about adoption. So it's a very interesting thought process. Uh, and I got some people, people that I knew that they adopt, children and stuff like that. But those children became family, and they didn't misuse them or nothing. But that's crazy. That's super crazy. So yeah. But yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoyed what was given to us on the day, man. We be looking forward to having Tony back on tomorrow. And man, I truly value friendship and family. Just we're doing this podcast going on. Actually, this month is our 2-year anniversary and starting the podcast. And so just over this course of 2 years, the people that we've connected with and reconnected with and built relationships with, you guys are valuable to us. Y'all support us when nobody else supports us. We have our true real listeners, Miss Paulette, Miss Loretta, Miss Gwen, Zoe, Craig, Pops, Clarence, and Clarence gonna get ready to get married this month. Probably in 3 weeks. We'll be celebrating with Clarence, man, and his boo thing. They'll be getting married on the 21st. So we're gonna celebrate this morning. I think all of us would say, honestly, we're looking forward to have a good time because we don't have some challenging opportunities within the last, I say 2.5 months. I know like with Tony and them and Monica, I think they went to a funeral, man, like at one time, back to back to back, like 3 times. Yeah, so I think it's a time for a celebration. So it's like we're gonna celebrate everything that day. And I think that's the same weekend that we had our in person podcast at the same building. So it's kind of ironic like how that would happen. So yeah, so we're excited about that, man. They get ready to tie that knot. And yours truly will be on the 1s and 2s. And we're looking forward to having an amazing time, man. One time. So yeah, I already know Monica gonna get out there and do her thing for her little brother. My brother from another mother. Thanks, Monica. Thanks. But yeah, we're looking forward to seeing y'all back on tomorrow. We'll get y'all back some of y'all time. I don't know where that time went to, so it's already that little hour will be more like 30 minutes. But hopefully y'all have an amazing Monday. The brand new month, brand new goals. See what we're gonna do it. Man, glad to have my brother Doc on with us this morning. And bro, anytime you get ready, man, you're part of the team, Doc. Jump on. We like to hear all points of views. When it comes to us talking about life. So yeah, man. Love on your family, love on your friends. There's so much stuff happening in our world right now. So it's very imperative that we love on each other. We don't know what's gonna happen, man, from one day to the next. So man, real talk. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. Give y'all a couple minutes back. 2 Minute Hats podcast. We're gonna pray and we're gonna get on back in here and do our thing for the rest of the day, man. Again, happy Monday. And we're glad to see our brother back on tomorrow. And I guess we're gonna go back on what we were talking about on Friday. Because I say he had a video that he wanted to share. If not, I know he already got some up his sleeves and we're gonna have something to talk about. Yep. There it is. Let us pray. Most gracious Son of God, our Father, God, we thank you for this day. Thank you for this time. Thank you for just waking us up this morning. Thank you for being able to just bless us with our friends that become family and our loved ones. Thank you for their families and how you connected us together. Thank you for Tony family, my family. Thank you for Queen family and everybody that's associated. Continue to grow and love us to become better versions of ourselves than we were on yesterday. And Lord God, bless this week, that it'll be the week that you would have it to be. And we will continue to give your name the glory, the honor, and the praise. And we actually do this in your darling son, Jesus' name. Somebody shouted amen. Hey, we're going to get up out of here, man. 2 Minute Hats podcast. 2 Minute Hats. Let's talk about it. See y'all saying tomorrow. Same bad time. Same bad place. Peace.
The 2 Minute Hats podcast with your host with the most, Tony and Lavelle, every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock Dead. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. 2 Minute Hats podcast.